We are at the halfway point of Giants training camp this summer, and I thought today would be a good opportunity to go over my top 5 biggest winners so far. That's around the corner, but first, I got to make sure every single person watching today is subscribed. It's the last day of the month, which means it's our last chance to try to climb up the leaderboards of subscribers picked up among NFC East teams here at Chat Sports. We're losing to the Commanders report, Eagles now, and the Cowboys report by a pretty large margin, but I know there are a bunch of people that watch this channel, 50% that are not subscribed. So if you love the Giants and you hate the Cowboys, Eagles, and Commanders, subscribe to the channel. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green, and with just 5 open practices left for the Giants, let's take a look back at what has happened so far, and let's talk about the players that have put out their best performance, making big-time plays, and catching the eyes of everyone watching. My biggest winner so far in Giants training camp is their first-round draft pick, Malik Neighbors, the number 6 overall pick, the wide receiver, the former Bayou Bengal, the LSU Tiger, Malik Neighbors. This is a guy that has really just impressed the entire offseason for the New York Giants. It started at Giants rookie minicamp. Then it went to OTAs, it went to minicamp, and now at training camp, he is looking as good as advertised. And there has not been a DB at practice, whether it be Deontay Banks, whether it be Nick McLeod, Cordell Flott, it does not matter. They have not been able to guard Malik Neighbors. Everything we talked about in the pre-draft process of being able to create separation, yards after the catch, taking the top off the defense, Neighbors has checked every single one of those boxes. But the thing that I have loved the most watching, and the thing that has been most evident to me, is this dude is a dog, and he loves to compete. The way that Neighbors and Deontay Banks have gone toe-to-toe, face-to-face, rep after rep, whether it be 7-on-7, whether it be 1-on-1s, or 11-on-11, you're seeing number 9, and you're seeing number 3 go toe-to-toe. And I love that because iron sharpens iron, and it's good on good. We know Neighbors is going to be special. And we hope that Deontay Banks can be there. Had some really nice moments in his rookie year, but them two going toe-to-toe, it's going to help this team on both sides of the football and the development of both of these players. And man, it is just awesome that the Giants once again have a wide receiver 1, a difference maker on the outside on this football team. We've talked about Art Stapleton, who has mentioned they haven't seen a Giants receiver and playmaker like this since Odell Beckham Jr. It's high expectations to live up to. I don't know if it's necessarily fair, but the way he's been playing, he has earned the right to be in that conversation. Neighbors is going to be a stud, and this is really the best wide receiver core the Giants have had in quite some time. Neighbors is going to be solid, and we've seen Darius Slayton over the years be a really productive receiver. Jalen Hyatt looks really good as well, as alongside Wan'Dale Robinson. So you got 4 guys that are going to be able to make plays for you in all different types of the field. Neighbors can do it everywhere. We know Slayton Hyatt can take it over the top. Robinson has pushed the ball downfield as well, but we know he likes to operate out of the slot and that short intermediate range. I am hype about this 4 wide receiver core and being able to make plays on Sunday. From receiver to cornerback, another rookie, Dru Phillips, the 3rd-round pick out of Kentucky. He is showing up and he is showing out. Cornerback has been one of my bigger question marks all offseason long for the New York Giants, and Andrew Phillips has stepped up in training camp so far. My early prediction is he is going to be the starting slot corner for this team. He's worked in with the ones every so often, and more so as the training camp has gone on, but just the confidence he plays with, man. There's this clip on my Twitter, you could check it out, where Wan'Dale Robinson's in the right slot, and he just runs a quick little speed out, and you see Andrew Phillips on his hip, diagnose the play, plant his foot, get downhill, play through the hands, and cause a pass breakup on Robinson. Phillips, not only does he have, I think, the skill set to be an elite corner in this league, I think he's got the mindset as well. You listen to him talk and the way that he speaks with the media and that his teammates and coaches speak about him. This is a guy that does not lack confidence at all, and he also has shown so far that he's not afraid to come off the edge and get in the backfield. Made a couple of tackles in the backfield so far in training camp. I think the Giants got a good one in the 3rd round, and I think he could be your starting slot corner. You're going to look at the entire cornerback depth chart right here. with Deontay Banks and Cordell Flott as your two boundary corners. I think Nick McLeod currently owns that slot spot, but I think we could see a spot where McLeod goes to CB2, and then Dru Phillips slides into your starting slot corner, and Cordell Flott is your first guy off the bench to be your boundary corner behind Banks or McLeod. Still a lot of time to figure that out, but I am excited and I think a little bit more confident in this cornerback group as training camp goes on. Not fair to ask them to guard Malik Neighbors, but they have looked pretty questionable at times, but I think the young talent will continue to develop and get better as time goes on. Let's talk about a running back. Dante Turbo Miller. This is the guy that's already become a fan favorite. Everyone wants to know, how does he look? And man, I'll tell you this much. They call him Turbo for a reason. This guy can go. He eats up green grass. He gets north and south. But the thing outside of the jaw-dropping and eye-popping speed that Turbo possesses is his ability as a pass catcher. You see him right here on a wheel route, catching it deep down the right side for a touchdown. If you get him lined up with a linebacker in a one-on-one setting, good luck for the defense. This is a guy that's already shown that he can affect the game in the run game as well as the pass game, and the Giants don't have a running back like him that's got top-end speed like that. The job to be the RB2 behind Devin Singletary is wide open, and I think Miller, with his performance so far through 6 training camp practices, has put himself in a spot not just to make this team, but to actually be getting serious reps. I think there is a world where he could be the RB2 for this team. You look at where the depth chart sits right now, and I think this is how it would line up. Singletary being your RB1, Eric Gray RB2, Jashaun Corbin RB3, and Tyrone Tracy and Dante Miller RB4 and RB5. But I think you could almost slide Tracy and Miller to 3 and 4 with Corbin going to 5. And I don't think the Giants are sold on Eric Gray. He struggled a little bit in pass protection in training camp so far. That was a worry for the rookie back last year. Miller has shown a decent job of that. Tyrone Tracy really impressed me there. But I think Dante Miller and Tyrone Tracy could be your RB2 and RB3 as the season goes on. And I'm going to declare right now that Eric Gray is becoming a surprise cut candidate for me. I'm not sure if he's going to make this football team. We'll talk more winners at training camp coming up in a second. But if you want to be a winner and you want to save some money and go to a game, concert, theater event, or more and save money, do it with our proud sponsor, Game Time. Download the Game Time app and use the promo code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. If you're looking for the best seats for the lowest prices guaranteed, you could do that with Game Time. I've used all the ticketing apps before. None of them are as user-friendly as Game Time. None of them help you out like Game Time trying to get the best deals because they offer last-minute tickets and flash deals. The app will let you know when the tickets you want are at the best price. You also get the view from the seat in-app. You get a view of that. And once again, lowest price guaranteed. Get hooked up with Game Time. You want to go to a Yankees game or Mets game, you could do that. It's my go-to ticketing app. I got to go to concerts. I've gone to concerts. I have gone to the Home Run Derby. I went to a Knicks game when they came to Dallas. It's the only app I use. So download the app, create an account, and use the promo code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. That promo code is CHATSPORTS. I'll make sure all that information is clickable down in the comments and description. Shout out to Game Time, the #1 ticketing app in the game, for sponsoring today's show. Let's go back to the defensive side of the football. And this is a player, I'm going to be honest with you, that hasn't really been on my radar, and we haven't talked too much about him. But Deontay Johnson, the second-year linebacker out of Toledo, he is popping off the page. I was shocked when I saw that he was working with the #1 defense for multiple reps on multiple days. He looks good, man. His instincts, his ability to diagnose a play sideline to sideline, not afraid to get downhill. Also, I've seen him come blitzing off the edge. He said the defense that Shane Bowen is deploying here with the New York Giants is very similar to the defense that he ran in college at Toledo, and that's why he's been able to pick up on it so fast and shine through and become an early training camp winner. The question is, how much is he going to play in the regular season, and do we have a competition on our hands between Johnson and a guy like Micah McFadden? We know Bobby Okereke is the #1 linebacker on this team. We also know Shane Bowen likes to run a defense with a lot of DBs on the field. He ran the dime personnel grouping, which is 6 DBs on the field at one time, at the second highest clip as during his tenure with the Tennessee Titans. Nearly 25% of the time he had 6 DBs on the field, which means you're only really going to have one linebacker on the field, and that's probably going to be Bobby Okereke. But when the Giants are in their base defense, they'll have 2 inside linebackers manning the middle of that defense, and you know Okereke is going to be one. I think Micah McFadden is the second best one on this team, but with the way that Deontay Johnson has looked so far, already getting reps above a guy like Carter Coughlin and Matthew Adams and Darian Beavers and Darius Musow, it's encouraging. I don't even have him listed on our depth chart, and he is making plays at training camp. Big shouts out to Deontay Johnson. He looks good so far. Let's stay on defense. Let's go to the defensive backfield here. And this is one of my guys. If you've been watching this show for over a year now, you know that I am a huge Tarious Owens fan. I am from Houston, born in New York, born on Long Island. Shout out Port Jefferson. But I did grow up in Houston, Texas. And Tarious Owens, he went to the University of Houston. And I would watch their games on Saturdays, and he looks good. And he looks good yet again at Giant training camp. I thought he made some really good plays last year. I had him as a winner at multiple videos. I thought he actually had a role in this team. At minimum, was going to be a special teams contributor. But I think he might be able to come out and make some plays on defense. He already has 2 picks in the last 2 practices. And the thing that I am most excited about him and proud of him for is he's taking advantage of his opportunities. Tyler Nubin has not practiced all that much. Jalen Mills is on the NFI list. So there is an opportunity for him to be working with the second-team defense, and he is making play after play, and he's going to make it tough on Shane Bowen and Brian Dable when it comes to earning playing time because he looks damn good. I believe that Jason Pinnock and Dane Belton are going to be your 2 starting safeties. Dane Belton was another training camp winner for me so far. He looks really good. We know he's a turnover-creating machine, but the way that Owens has looked, man, I don't know how you're going to be able to keep a guy like Elijah Riley or Jalen Mills over him on this squad. I think the 4 safeties that make this team could be Pinnock, Belton, Nubin, and Owens. Maybe they keep a 5th in Mills, but I think Owens has played really well, and he's going to make a tough decision happen between the Giants when it comes to their 53-man roster. Shout out to the University of Houston, the former Cougar. Excited to see him playing well. He's a good dude, and he's a good player, man. If you are ready for the preseason, hit that thumbs up icon. We are about a week away. August 8th is the first game. It's the last day of July. This is the last day of the year where we do not have football this month. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I'm pumped up. I'm ready to do watch parties for the preseason. Hit that thumbs up icon if you're with me. And if you haven't yet, give me a follow over on social media. I'm trying to grow my social media game. If you're not following me, please do so. It would mean a lot as I'm trying to grow over there. Twitter, Instagram, same handle, @MarshallGreen_.